Hello, dear students. Greetings of the day. Today we are going to study fundamental duties, which are given in second chapter, salient features of the Constitution. Now, dear students, this will be the last lecture for this chapter, the salient features of the Constitution. We have studied about the various features like single citizenship, like universal adult franchise and fundamental rights, and we had a lecture for writs also. And now this is the last one, fundamental duties. So, dear friends, let me tell you that fundamental duties were not written originally. While when our constitution was made, it was not there in constitution. Fundamental duties were added by 42nd Amendment, Constitutional Amendment Act of 1976. 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act 1976. This you can remember this 42nd and year 1976. 4 plus 2 is equals to 6, so it will be 1976, not 1978. Clear? So 42nd amendment, it was very large amendment, so many changes took place in our constitution. That is why it is also called mini constitution. 42nd amendment is also called mini constitution, sarcastically, okay, mini constitution. Now, why this amendment was done in the constitution? On 25th of June 1975, national emergency, Article 352 was imposed by then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. Indira Gandhi imposed emergency on 25th of June 1975. Okay, using Article 352, we can impose emergencies. Emergencies are of three types and can be imposed by Article 352, 356, and 360. 360 is financial emergency, and 356 is president rule. So this was imposed. Then during that emergency, all the fundamental rights were curbed, were being violated. People were not being given fundamental rights, okay, and they were deprived of their rights. Entire opposition was in the jail, okay. Then the movement, so many movements started, okay, like JP movement and all started at the time. Clear? Then what happened after that? After that, in order to re-establish the fundamental duties, Indira Gandhi took a political, step, and she asked one of his cabinet minister, Sardar Suvarna Singh, Sardar Suvarna Singh, along with various other members. She formed Sardar Suvarna Singh Committee, and she asked them to make some fundamental duties, okay, which Indians should oblige to do in return to the fundamental rights. When they are having rights, so they should also shoulder some duties. Without having duties, they cannot even claim rights also. So she asked Sardar Swan Singh Committee to form such duties. Okay, then 10 fundamental duties were incorporated in our constitution. Now, these fundamental duties are not justiciable. Not justiciable means, unlike fundamental rights, these are not guaranteed by the Supreme Court or High Court of India. Means Supreme Court and High Court of India cannot issue writs in order to force someone to follow these fundamental duties. They cannot issue writs. Okay, so we can say that fundamental duties are non-justiciable. Like DPSPs are non-justiciable, whereas fundamental rights are justiciable. Means one can move to the court and court can issue writs. Supreme Court can issue writs using Article 32 and High Court can issue writs using Article 226. Okay, five types of writs, which is mandamus, certiorari, and prohibition, quo warranto, and habeas corpus. Okay, so these type of writs can be issued in case when something is justiciable, like fundamental rights are justiciable, but here these fundamental duties are non-justiciable. Writs cannot be issued. Means one will not be forced to obey these duties. These are just some moral obligations. What? Moral obligations. Means these are the reminders which tells you that you have certain duties towards India. When you are enjoying fundamental rights, so you have some duties also towards India. Now you must be thinking why I have marked these A, C, E, G, I. Why I have tick marked this A, C, E. It means the odd duties which are given in the sequence, right? We are having these 10 duties. 10 duties were written in 1976. How many duties were there? 10 fundamental duties were there. Okay. Why were incorporated in our constitution by 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act 1976. But right now we are having 11 fundamental duties. How many fundamental duties are there right now? 11. That we will come to uh, later on. So let me tell you why I have marked these fundamental duties. Which one? A, and then C, then E, then G, and then I. So these all numbers are odd numbers. Okay, this is first one, first, then I have left second one, then third, left fourth one, then fifth, left sixth one, then seventh, eighth one, then ninth. Okay, so these duties which have been marked here, okay, odd duties which are in odd numbers, in odd serial numbers, these duties are not just moral obligation. It is not that if you will violate these duties, then you will not be given a kind punishment, okay, from the by the court, right? We have certain statutory laws are there. Statutory laws are there means the laws made by parliament. There are two types of laws: constitutional laws and laws made by legislation, you can say by parliament. So some laws are there, like if someone disrespect our national flag or national anthem, then that person will be penalized. Okay. So suppose if the first duty to abide by the constitution, if you are not obeying constitution, disobeying constitution and disrespecting the ideals, right, and its institutions maybe parliament or other institutions or Supreme Court, High Court, or the national flag and national anthem, if you are disrespecting all these things, then what will happen? You will, it is not that nothing will happen to you, you will be penalized by the laws, okay, which are statutory laws. Okay, then second, to cherish and follow noble ideals which inspired our national struggle for freedom. If you are not obeying this, if you are not cherishing you are not enjoying and you can say not taking pride and following the noble ideals, okay, which inspired our national struggle. Maybe so many ideas were there, like unity was also one of the idea, or you can say Swaraj, right? So if you are not cherishing those ideals, right, which inspired our national struggle for freedom, then there is no law to force you to cherish. Okay, nothing will happen to you. Clear? On the contrary, the third fundamental duty is to uphold and protect sovereignty, unity, integrity of India. If you are not doing this, if in writing or orally or any in any of your action, by any of your action, if the sovereignty or unity and integrity of India, sovereignty means the you can say ability of someone to decide some matters its own, okay, its own matter without external interference, and unity and integrity of India, Akhandita, right? Then what will happen to you? You will be punished, right? You will be punished. So many, articles, so many acts are there. Like NSA is there, National Security Act, quota is there. So many acts are there. You will be under some of the statutory law, and you will be penalized for that. So we have to protect. We have to, you can say, protect the unity, sovereignty, and integrity of India. Then fourth one is to defend the country and render national service when called upon to do so. So we have to fight for India whenever there is an external aggression or some internal aggression, and the country has asked us to defend it. Okay, then we will have to render our services. But it is not, you can say, can be forced by any law, statutory law. Then fifth one is to promote harmony and a spirit of common brotherhood amongst the people of India, uh, irrespective. So it is to promote harmony and spirit of common brotherhood amongst all people of India, transcending religious. It is transcending or irrespective, you can say transcending religious, linguistic, and regional or sectional diversities. And the second thing is to renounce the practices, derogatory to the dignity of women, to renounce the practices derogatory to the dignity of women. So it means that, okay, we will have to promote the harmony. We will means we all communities in India should live together with harmony, and then spirit of common brotherhood. We should have spirit of fraternity. Okay, we should treat Indians brothers to each other. Then brotherhood, uh, transcending transcending religious. Doesn't matter कि I am Muslim and someone is Hindu and another person is Christian. Transcending religious and linguistic. If I am Hindi speaker, Urdu speaker, and someone is Odia speaker, or other person speaks Telugu, okay, so linguistic and regional. Someone is from UP, someone is from Bengal, someone is from Maharashtra, okay, or sectional. If someone is from one section, someone is from other section, right? Diversities means i- uh, irrespective of these diversities, we will have to promote brotherhood amongst Indian, okay, and then renounce renounce the to renounce practices derogatory to the dignity of women, right? Which practices are derogatory to the dignity of women? Like any means immoral behavior with the women, or you can say sati, right? Or even dowry system uh, is also, you can say, against the morality of women, right? Dignity of women. Clear? So we will have to, what? We will have to renounce practices derogatory to the dignity of women. This is important, essential. Why? Because we are having laws, statutory laws supporting these fundamental duties. Then sixth one, to value the rich heritage of our composite culture, right? Our composite culture, in history we study about the composite culture. Our culture is a fusion, or you can say mixture of Turkish culture as well as Indo-Islamic culture, as well as uh, Indian culture, Dravidian culture. Okay, So that composite culture which we have got after the fusion of Indian plus Islamic plus Hindu plus all other cultures, okay, that is our composite culture, and we have to value it. Okay, it is our rich heritage we have inherited from our ancestors. Okay, so we have to value it. Then after that, Jivan, to protect and improve natural environment, including forest, to protect and improve natural environment, including forest, lakes, rivers, and wildlife, and to have compassion for living creatures. So, what it is to protect and improve natural environment, including forest, lakes, rivers, and wildlife, and to have compassion for living creatures. Right? This is essential because we are having certain environmental laws are there. Okay, wildlife protection law is there. Clear. So this fundamental duty is supported by that. Let me check video whether it is going on good or not. Okay, so the next is to develop scientific temper, humanism, and spirit of inquiry and reform. So we should have scientific temper, scientific outlook. Okay, rather than thinking, or rather than making religious thoughts more dominant, we should have scientific and rational attitude. Okay, means earlier people used to consider that the Earth is the center point of universe, and all these. Stars and sun revolves around the earth. Why they were having that type of temper? Because it was written in the religious scriptures. So apart from that, we should not have that. Okay, but we should have scientific temper. With that, this is not earth, okay, around which other things revolve, but it is sun. Okay, around sun, earth as well as other planets revolve in our solar system. So that type of temper is means you should have a scientific, you should have scientific reasons. Okay, so to develop the scientific temper, humanism. Okay, you should promote humanism, humanity, and spirit of inquiry and reform. Right. You should have a spirit to ask questions. Okay, and to inquire about the things. Don't accept the things blindfoldly, and to do reforms also. Reforms means to bring some good changes also, right? So this is something which is not supported by any statutory law, right? If you are not doing this, then you will not be penalized. Then I is to safeguard public property and abjure violence. So you must have seen that people, those who do protest against the government or against something, then when their protests become extreme, they start doing vandalization of public property, burning buses, okay, burning public buildings, government buildings, right? So that is called what? That is something which is against our fundamental duty. Which one? Ninth fundamental duty, to safeguard public property and to abjure violence. Abjure violence means to quit violence. You will not do violence, right? Then this is very compulsory. Okay, because there are some laws, okay, protecting these fundamental duties. Then to strive towards excellence, this is the last one, to strive towards excellence in all spheres of individual and collective activity, so that the nation constantly rises to higher ideals of endeavor and achievements. Means whichever your capacity is, okay, your individual capacity or your collective capacity, you are participating in individual activity or collective activity, right? You should have excellence in that. Okay, so that our country achieve higher level of achievements. Okay, and this is like, suppose if you are a cricketer, okay, so you should have excellence in that. Okay, and that cricket is a collective activity. 11 or 12 players play together, right? And they win for India. Yes, so likewise in other spheres also, you should have excellence in whatever you are doing. Okay, so these were the 10 fundamental duties. Okay, now I have forgotten to tell you that where these fundamental duties are written, right? So we know that in first part of our constitution, what is written in first part of our constitution? The definition of union and state is written in first part of our constitution. Union and its territories is written. Okay, territories. Okay, right. Then second part, citizenship is written. Clear? Then third part, fundamental rights are written. Fundamental rights are written. I'm writing FR. Fundamental rights are written. Then in fourth part, directive principles of state policies are written. Okay. Then in fourth A part, in this part, what is written? Fundamental duties are written. Okay, so these fundamental duties are in part fourth A. You can write this way also, part 4A or part 4th A. Okay, fundamental duties are written. So article 1 to 4 deals with union and its territories, and then article number 5 to 11 deals with citizenship, and article number 12 to 35 deals with fundamental right, and article number 36 to 51 deals with directive principles of state policy, and article 51A deals with fundamental duties. So it is article 51A, fundamental duty. Now okay, now these were the 10 fundamental duties. Okay, but in 2002, when right to education came into being, okay, article 21A was written in 2002, right? 2002. So in 2002, it was the 86th Amendment Act, 86th Constitutional Amendment Act. Clear? So it made right to education, means the children, it was compulsory for the children to study for from 6 to 14 years. It was their right. Okay. So at that time only, as one right was, you can say, was created, so one more duty was also created. That duty was the 11th duty, the K1 duty, right? Means it shall be the duty of parents or guardians to provide their children or ward from 6 to 14 years of age a compulsory education or opportunities for education. That was the 11th fundamental duty, which was added by the 86th Constitutional Amendment Act of 2002, right? The year or the time when 22nd A, Article 22nd A came into being. Right to education became compulsory. Clear? So now this was fundamental duties. These fundamental duties are required in order to remind people that they have certain duties towards their nation, towards their countrymen, towards their uh, heritage, cultural heritage, as well as towards their composite culture, towards their environment, towards their children. Okay, so this help in sovereignty, integrity, and unity of India, right? I hope you would have understood this. I have given you a very detailed description of this fundamental duty. Now, it is extremely difficult work to learn all these fundamental duties. So, in order to make it easier, we will have a mnemonic. A mnemonic which is फिर से सीखो देखो हाथ हमारा एक स्लैब पड़ गया तो कान सूज जाएगा तुम्हारा, राइट। फिर से सीखो, फिर से सीखो देखो हाथ हमारा एक स्लैब पड़ गया तो कान ईयर सूज जाएगा तुम्हारा, ठीक। नाउ F stands for flag, right? And it is the very first fundamental duties, Article 51A, Clause A, to abide by the Constitution and respect its ideals and institution, the national flag and anthem. So you will remember this word flag. Then S is to cherish and follow noble ideals which inspired our national struggle for freedom. So here this word is struggle, right? To cherish and follow the ideals which inspired our national struggle for freedom. Then next is sovereignty. Sovereignty to protect and uphold the sovereignty, security, and unity of India, integrity of India, right? Then D is to defend the country and render national service when called upon to do so, right? And then H is harmony, right? Harmony, to promote harmony, right? To promote harmony amongst the people of India, uh, irrespective of their irrespective of religious, or you can say uh, transcending religious, linguistic, and regional or sectional diversities, right? And then after that we are having next H, harmony. Then it is heritage. Harmony, after harmony we are having to value the rich heritage, the rich heritage of composite culture, right? Rich heritage of our composite culture. Then next is to protect our environment, to protect our environment, to protect and improve natural environment, lake, including forest, lakes, rivers, right? Wildlife, and have compassion for living creatures. Then after that is S, right? To develop scientific temper. This is scientific, to develop scientific temper, humanism, spirit of inquiry, and reform. Then next is to safeguard public property, to safeguard public property and adjure violence. And then next is to strive towards excellence, to strive towards excellence in all spheres of individual and collective activity, so that the nation constantly rises to higher level of endeavor and achievements. So these are the mnemonics. It will help you to learn these fundamental duties. And last one, K1, it shall be the duty of parents or guardians to provide opportunities of education to their children or their ward. This was all about. Thank you so much.